Hey, Jeffrey Paul here from the Jeffrey Paul blog, and I want you to meet a new friend of mine that is going to be a friend of yours every time you brush your hair. This is an incredible man. Brett, tell them who you are and where you come from, and that this is real. This is really real.
I'm Brent Hardgrave. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I created the Brent Brush, which is a brush for people that have sensitivities in their scalps, people that need a brush for hair extensions, and it's helping out people in ways that I never knew that it could, which is really awesome.
Come on closer to look at this, but tell them about this brush, and then I want you to tell them really the story that really touched my heart about the kids that you've touched.
This is how we knew we were brothers, that
yes,
story?
That's exactly
I
right.
got you, okay. So my brush was made for extensions, and you know, anybody that comes in your salon that's one of your clients, they're going to buy your stuff.
Right.
Because you invented a brush, I'm going to buy your brush. So the mom came in, Alice is her name, and Alice was like, Brent, Ella's using your brush. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Ooh. And she's like, no, what you don't understand is Ella has SPD. And I was like, she's a little young for that, isn't she? She's like, no, SPD. And I was like, oh, sorry, my bad. I didn't know what it meant.
Yeah.
So the way the world works, you know, an opportunity pops up the second you need it to.
That's right.
So my opportunity was a cancellation. My next client, of course, had a sick kid and canceled on me last minute.
Oh.
I don't sit still well. I don't know about you. I can kind of tell you don't either.
Yeah.
So there's a school around the corner called Jacob's Ladder, and it's a neurodevelopmental school that deals with kids that have many, many, many different issues. But one of the main issues is SPD, which is sensory processing disorder. It's also known as sensory integration order or disorder, and it can be on the autism spectrum, but isn't always. 1 out of 6 kids has it. So
Wow.
I'm hearing all of this stuff, so I decided I'm going to go over to this school and hand them a couple brushes. So I did. Came back a few weeks later, and next thing you know, the director of the school comes out, tears start swelling up in her eyes, and I'm like, oh my God, is everything okay? She goes, it's better than okay. She goes, every kid here is on the scenic route. Nobody's on the express lane, but you've given them a rocket ship. And I'm like, oh,
What
wow.
does that mean? Yeah.
What does that mean? And she goes, you see that little girl over there? And I was like, yeah. She goes, she was the one that we tested it on. She's our hardest SPD case. And I was like, yeah. She goes, Brent, in 3 weeks, she brushes her own hair for the first time in her life.
Oh my! Did you hear that? I mean,
That's
that's a miracle. I mean, that's
Who cares about extensions?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Exactly, right?
Right.
So then it came to the point of, all right, well, if this works for the one kid, how about I go ahead and give you guys enough for your whole school? So now the school works with them, and I've got moms that call me and tell me that you have no idea what you've done for our family. And I don't get it, because I don't understand what a full meltdown looks like at 6 o'clock in the morning when a mom's trying to get her kid off to school. You know, you can spot the kids that have it. They're all the frizzy-haired kids. You see them in the school pictures, and they don't look like their first school picture. So I've got kids that scream bloody murder every single morning, and now they don't. I've got this one little girl that has Asperger's that has 7 outfits. They are all exactly the same as they should be. And nothing new ever gets added to her life, except there's a Brent brush in her backpack, and she will not go without it because she can do her own hair. And that's a big thing. And so my whole world has shifted, all for so much better. I mean, I can reach so many more people with it, and I'm just honored. I'm thrilled that I got to be the guy that got to help them.
You know, Brent shared this story with me yesterday at the Hair Plus Summit, where he's one of the speakers like myself. And the incredible part about it, the reality of that story, he wasn't there to sell brushes. In fact, you didn't even talk about the brush.
No.
But the reality is the story is what's really in the substance of this brush. But because of that, I want Brent to tell you what makes this brush so different. So you went to a designer.
No, I designed it.
Oh, even from
I
scratch.
needed this. I saw it in my head, and I couldn't find it anywhere online. I looked and I looked and I looked. So, you know, we all have great friends in our industry, and Alan Sporn is a lovely friend of mine. Happy birthday, Alan.
Happy birthday.
It's like 2 days ago, but that's cool. Anyway, Alan told me when I worked for a hair care company selling hair color and teaching about that, he's like, Brent, if you ever need a tool that's not out there, just let me know and we'll work on it for you. So, of course, I messaged him on Facebook. This was born on Facebook, everybody.
So you're right there in the right place.
Right? I'm like, I know, I'll get to you.
Yeah,
right.
good.
So I sent him a message, and I got a phone call immediately, and I said, Alan, things have changed in the hair extension world. The Super Looper brush is no longer viable. It doesn't really handle the needs that we need. Here's what I need. The first thing, it was a flat side because most of the brushes are rounded, so it only hits a certain amount of the head shape.
Right.
Next thing, if a person is going from long or from short hair to long hair, you're going to need a longer handle for range of motion.
I noticed that you had a little longer hair.
Yeah.
Oh.
Next thing, the hole is right there instead of being there, so it doesn't capture the moisture and create a stinky brush. I don't like stinky brushes. And the next thing,
This one I didn't even see this hole. That was a good insight.
I snuck it in there.
Yeah, yep.
So there's 3 types of bristles in this brush. There are the boar bristle, which is what smooths down the hair, and then holding the boar bristle up for long longevity of the brush life is a nylon bristle. And on top of that, about 1 millimeter above are these loops. And that loop bristle is what glides across like knuckles rather than scratching. So the way I kind of see it, any other hairbrush is like a laser beam to those kids, but mine is like a soft flashlight. So whenever you put it on their head, they don't have the sensation that they had before. So, you know.
And one of the things he designed from his experience is he's an extension specialist, and these go over the extensions.
You cannot pull an extension out with my brush.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, that is important for all of our consumers that are out there that are working with that.
Yeah. I mean, it's huge, and I don't understand how an extensionist can let somebody walk out of their shop knowing that you're going to get that I've had a 4 o'clock in the morning phone call.
Oh yeah, I too.
I take care of people that work on both coasts, and when somebody that is, let's say, in front of the camera a lot, needs their look post-haste, you run to their little private jet and you start fixing their little extensions for them. So after that, I just had to have it.
Yeah.
But the miracles come from there. We found that people that have fresh facelifts, burn victims, fresh hair transplants, they can use this because it won't
Transplant out, yeah,
it
absolutely.
won't pull the sutures, it won't pull any of the new hair grafts that are in there. And so
Now you have 2 sizes. You have 2 shapes.
Everybody, some people are into the paddle size, some people are into the styling kind of size. My goal is to have one that's for kids. I'm working on it. Yes, sir. I've already got the prototype.
He knows where my heart's at.
That's because my heart's right with you, buddy.
Right,
that's why.
That's right.
So, we're looking forward to growing the brush line to have another brush specifically for kids. And granted, the hair extension people will get it for their brush, for their purse and everything. And that's cool. Y'all are cool, but we're really doing this one for the babies.
Well, we've got some news for you that are our affiliates and ambassadors of Wigs for Kids. We have engaged a partnership with Brent Brush to be able to provide this brush with our Wigs for Kids packages to go throughout the United States. And I'll tell you, Brent, it's really amazing because they got a $2,000 hairpiece or a $3,000 hairpiece, and if they're brushing with a wicked brush, and there's a lot of wicked brush out there, and this is going to help those kids keep those wigs in
I
better
had
shape.
somebody that had chemotherapy, and you just don't know what you're going to do in the world. You put it out there, you wish for the best. A woman called me up and said, I just need you to know that through this whole experience of cancer and chemo, the one bright spot to my day is being able to brush my hair in my car, which is a wig. And I didn't realize the action of brushing your hair to look better in the car. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And that's healing.
Yeah.
So, we've changed the name or the tagline to it. It now brushes with care, because that's what they do.
That's good.
And it's just moving forward, and I'm thrilled. I mean,
well, these are going to be found in my salon very, very soon. If I can bring home a case of them.
We've already got you a case.
Yes,
We're on.
And we're going to be giving you a link to get to Brent for your salon and for your clientele. And as I said, as an affiliate of Wigs for Kids, you're going to be able to see this will be coming in their package with their shampoos, their conditioners, their towel, and all the other things that we provide them for because of the story and everything. That's right.
It's that important.
It is. And it's big.
That'll make the wigs last so much longer too, which
and that's where they lose their hair. They lose their hair because they're brushing that part in over and over again.
Yeah.
This is going to glide over the top.
Exactly.
That's good. Brent, thank you for being a new friend.
I love you already.
Yeah, you too, buddy. You too. Hey, and thank you.
Sometimes you're just supposed to be in that place, and I'm so glad we were. Yeah.
Hey, thanks a lot for watching. We're going to bring you more information on different vendors that we find that the quality of their workmanship, the quality of their good, and the quality of the story behind the real people that are bringing this to you, not just for profit, but for a real meaning. And we thank you for being
You
with
gotta
us.
have heart.
Gotta have heart.
Gotta have it.
Remember, beauty and change begins within, and it starts right now. Have a good and beautiful day.
It starts with you.
That's right.